see if I can get in the channel and find out where everybody's at. Oh, come on, go live. Wow. What's up with that? All right, there's our video. Oh, I see what you did. No. No. We don't want the commercial. There we go.
Okay, let's see here. Maybe I'm going about it the wrong way here.
All right, let me go in on the other side.
I'm going to start chiming in as soon as I click the live button.
Welcome, everybody. Yeah, as soon as you go live on that, I'll chase it down and grab it.
Okay.
There's the test. Do you remember what you called it?
Was it My Yard, the Nightmare?
Yeah, it's not showing yet.
Is My Yard, the Nightmare, is it? No, I'm showing everything that's released.
Right, I'm looking at what's showing up on the immediately now for us on our side. It just hasn't cycled up yet.
Okay, because
as soon as it cycles in, I'll bring it up.
yeah,
It should be all right. Newford Hill. If only Chevy. What happened to my life? Pool, firewood sale. Redneck kiddie pool. That was a good one.
I think it was.
There's organic dirt.
Huh?
Get the organic dirt here. No, it's no. Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Darn commercials.
I think that's his live stream, I believe.
All right, that's not it then. The other one hasn't popped up yet. It hasn't gone live for us yet. I'll keep thinking.
I think the video that you're talking about is My Yard, the Nightmare. Can the Greenwizard save it?
Okay.
And it is public.
I'll keep pinging as soon as it shows up. Well, I got two people here watching. Hello, everybody. Anybody?
I'm not seeing anybody here unless I'm in the wrong live stream.
It's showing 2 on my side for this stream.
Is it? I'm not seeing any chat, so I might have opened up my wrong chat box. I may have to go back and.
Allie is here.
Oh, there's Allie and.
It's Allie Oakley. The swag. What's going on, everybody?
Okay, here's the thumbnail if you can see it on that video.
Hey, JD.
That's the thumbnail of that video of on my yard.
Yeah, I can't make it out. I'll look.
It's
we'll find it.
Get real close there.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the announcement night. Mr. Grizz has decided that it is time to play with his yard. All right, that's the one I'm looking for. Got it. It changed screens.
And tonight, me and Ron are going to discuss the nightmare at my yard and what I can do to turn around the soil. And I want to drop another surprise on him. I want to talk to him about my garden soil, too.
Hey, wait now. I'm not ready for that. Hold on. I was ready for part of this. Wait. All right. So what do we want to tell these guys? Uh,
Hey, Rick, Trent, Cat, and JD, Dally, the Swag, everybody, hello. We're going to get this talking. So most of the time, we're not going to be reading the questions or the comments at this point. If y'all want to chat amongst yourselves, here in a little bit, save up your questions and post them in bold when we get. If you want to post them in bold now, we're still not going to be reading the chat. We're going to do a little conversation first, and then we'll come back and get to the questions. So, anyway,
right. I found the video.
You found the video.
I found the video. It just went live. Hold on, everybody. See if I can remember how to do this now. All right, go to share screen. Share.
Okay, hold on a second. Let me lock the screen on you. Now, if the audio isn't coming through, the audio is not the important part. So you can pause it anytime you want when you want to talk about the soil or the weeds or whatever you're seeing there. Now, that's some rough looking dirt there. Can't hear you.
All right, are we back?
There we go. Yep. We're back.
That's what Grizz's yard looked like before he decided to give me a call. And the video is live. There is some commentary there, guys. If you want to see it, it is titled "Organic Dirt Here," and here's, I think. Oh no, I don't have a wrench. It won't let me share the address.
Oh,
you'll have to share that. It's
all
all
right. Comment on in there, and I'll throw you a wrench. Just say hi or anything.
Got it.
Okay, there you go. Now you can post.
All righty. This should be the video we were just watching, guys.
Now that you've seen that brown patch of clay that was there and the weeds that are on in there, what do you think, Ron?
Oh, it's savable without question, and relatively speaking, cheap to save.
So, on your opinion, knowing that I'm on a limited income and don't have the money to spend and get all the stuff that I need on the normal progress, which I agree with you, it is inexpensive, to do it. I mean, but it's a little bit out of my budget for where I'm at financially. So knowing that the progress, like I'm not going to be able to do the corn.
Well, there's like we had discussed earlier. There's the weed and feed, and then there's the mineralization and some of these other things. There are all natural ways to do the same thing with what you have available versus going out and getting the cheating stuff and going about it a quicker way. So yeah, there's ways to do this that will not break your pocketbook and can be done inexpensively outside the book. But if you guys want to know what we're kind of hinting and alluding at, you'll have to have the book to keep up with us for what's going on with this.
We're not giving the secrets away. He's got a lot of time and money invested in this. So, I mean, he might slip out a little bit here and there. That's why you definitely want to watch, because he might slip something on out. But at least you'll get an idea what the book is directing about. And I want to tell you about the book. It's this book right here. I tell you what, it has been a very interesting read. I've read it through 3 times now.
Wow.
And it's pretty easy reading. It's not you're reading a textbook or anything else like that. And it's pretty simple to follow and understand. So I just want you all to know that we will be putting the website, buy this book. Well, I will be putting his channel on his site and post the website. He can post the book, or I'll get it also on my descriptions after the show. I should have got that in ahead of time. But you guys, I can't express good enough that this book makes so much common sense. I mean, this is not hocus pocus, folks. I mean, it really makes a lot of common sense, and it's easy to read, and it's definitely something for beginners to start out with it that are wondering, what do I do? I have always done just add some more fertilizer, go to the dairy farm, get some more.
Oh, please don't.
You know, go to the, well, I'm not talking about the ones that use all the fertilizers. I use all the natural.
All right.
And, you know, and people that have horses, you know, and they're supplying their own hay. I know what they're got into it. And I've been using that for fertilizer in my garden. Okay.
All right.
But at the end of it, you know, I'm learning so much from reading your book, such as, you know, when I first read the part about adding syrup, I won't see what that syrup is.
Oh, no, that one's okay. That one's okay.
All this sweet stuff, adding it to my yard, I'm thinking, yeah, right, I'm going to have ants crawling all over my place. And maybe you can kind of address some of that with what we're going at. But it's to feed the soil, to bring the back to dirt.
Exactly. Well, like I said in the book, as you follow through the different steps, hello, everybody, Bobby McNutt's in the house. Frozen's in the house. Roseanne's in the house. We're not ignoring anybody. We're just having this conversation. We're kind of limited on bandwidth and time. Maniac Granny's in the house. Hi, everybody. We're not ignoring you. We're just trying to keep up and keep this thing flowing. Because like we said, he is limited on bandwidth. So we want to do this as quick as possible and announce this new event going on over here at Grizz 270s. He's putting my book to the test. Hey, Noble Girl Warrior. Bonnie, welcome. We're not ignoring anybody. We're just having this chat. But yeah, like I say in the beginning of the book, you have to wash your yard. That's why you want the lemon-scented Dawn. The lemon will drive all the ants and those kind of bugs and those kind of infestations that we're talking about away prior to you using the sweetener on your soil to bring everything up and bring the bacteria count back up and get the food web active again.
Okay.
So we do have a defense in the lemon from the lemon
From the Dawn.
right?
Dawn Disco.
Because they hate
you know what?
citric acid.
I remember reading that, but that part of it didn't kind of register with me. That we're getting rid of the ants too. I thought that was just washing the chemicals that were from the sky, you know, the fallout.
It's everything. It's everything. You wash your house, and it drives off all those bugs. It not only does it get rid of all the oil-based chemicals and everything from the air and everything from the factories and all the old plantings and stuff we've done with the old fertilizers, it washes that stuff away slowly, and it does it Mother Nature's way. Then we bring in the sweetener. Then we amp things up and start bringing things back to life.
Okay.
But again, that's the no-till situation we're talking about. We want to punch holes in the soil to help, or go into the Epsom salt, which is one we can't skip. We're going to have to get a bag or two of very inexpensive Epsom salt from Epsom, England, and get that out there on those clay beds to help soften. to help moisten the soil.
And I do have that coming. It should be here any day now.
Okay. Now, one of the things that I had addressed on one of my other videos, which of course, if you have them, don't get rid of them. And again, don't use weed killers. People have to stop this misunderstanding. You knocked your weeds down and you took the heads off of them. That's all you need to do. As you go through, like with your dandelions has multiple processes. Not only does it go deep in the soil, it's one of the only plants out there that will bring calcium back to the surface out of the clay bed and make it bioavailable to all the plants surrounding it.
Okay.
So you want your dandelions, you want your weeds to do their jobs. Don't kill them, kill their seeds, but let the weeds do their job.
And I love the dandelions anyway, for the mere fact that it is clay, and the dandelions have a deep root that grows into the clay that helps break it on up.
Right, because it's going in there bringing up the minerals it needs to be the dandelion. And you're going to find all of that calcium directly bioavailable in the actual green leaves. So anyone that's thinking about, well, I need calcium in my garden, but I don't want the dandelions, walk around your yard, pick all that green salad food stuff and stick it in there with your tomato plants and everything else. Blanket the area with all those leaves. You're not going to bring in the seeds. All you're going to do is add the calcium back into the soil.
Okay, now the thing I want to ask you about, now I don't remember if this was in the book or if I heard it on one of your talks. Or
hey, Elliot.
I heard it somewhere else. But there was something about eggshells because of the calcium that, like, if you bake them in the oven,
right,
crush out all your excess eggshells. Bake them in the oven.
I wouldn't even bake them.
Pardon?
I wouldn't even bake them. I'd set them out in the sun and then I'd run them over with a car, turn them into powder.
I would recommend that they're store-bought eggs to bake them.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you let them sit like over the winter, that's when I collect the most.
Okay.
I collect them over the winter and let them naturally dry out. Then I crush them into a fine powder and put them on everything. The yard, the flowers, the tomato beds, everywhere. Calcium makes all growing plants, stem plants, stronger. So if you're going to be growing something like sunflowers or you're going to be growing something like corn stalks, you want calcium under those suckers, and let the food web devour it, deliver it to the plant, and give you the strongest plants possible.
See, there was a tip, folks, right there. Now, I'll tell you, the one thing in my garden, I was out there doing a bunch of weeding the other day, and
you don't have enough cover over top of your soil.
Oh, believe me, I do now with all the weeds. I mean,
yeah, well, okay, you got your armor then.
And by the way, there is a method to my madness about letting the weeds go. I like to rototill. Y'all know that, and I know you're dead against that doing are. But I like to rototill. I like the new weeds to shoot on up over there.
Right.
I get on it a little bit earlier than I do, but what I do with my weeding then is I like to get out there and pull my weeds up and just cover the ground. So instead of the weeds standing on up, I pull it by the roots and lay it down.
Well,
it gives me a ground cover.
Well, you're kind of asking for a little bit of trouble doing that. Not a lot, but like they say, when biomass breaks down, green material breaks down, you can actually sour your soil. So you don't necessarily want them to turn brown in the garden, but put them in the garden after they've turned brown. You don't want to sour that soil at all. Nature will fix it, but why have nature fix it when you can just avoid it by letting it sit out and dry in the sun for a day or two?
Okay. So that's what I should start doing, is pull it on out and dry it first and then throw it around where I pulled it.
Exactly.
Okay, now
you want brown matter around there, not necessarily green matter breaking down around any growing plant.
Okay. That's a good tip. Now, one other question to ask, going along with this type of one theory that I've always had, okay, I don't use much in the way of spraying my plants and in my garden of it. You know, I might use a little neem oil for bugs from time to time. But when I have a tomato plant that's looking sickly, that the leaves leaves are getting diseased. I don't go doctor it with any regular medicine and give it herbicides and inoculate
Right.
it. What I do is I clip off those sick leaves. I don't haul them. So a lot of people take those sick leaves out of the garden, away from it, and burn it, destroy it some other way, do whatever. I don't do that. And tell me what you think about this theory here. I take those sick leaves, and I do like what you're saying. I need to put it out to dry first before I do this. But I lay them around that plant that I cut them off of. And my hopes of what I'm doing is by pulling the sick leaves off, especially out the bottom where it can't get up to it readily, but I'm making the plant more resistant in the long run to these diseases.
Well, what I would tell you there is go find last year's leaves from all of your trees and bring those in around that instead of these sick leaves. Because what's going on is your plants are actually suffering from a mineral deficiency. If they were mineral rich, now you do rototill, but obviously you're skipping a step if you're not putting minerals back in the soil. Hint, hint, here's a catch 22, everybody. You can rototill all your old leaves from last year directly into the garden and turn them into the minerals you need. Every color of leaf is a different type of mineral from every different tree out there.
Well, I do put these in my garden.
Yeah, grind them in. I don't care
Yeah,
how
I
many
do.
you got, grind them in.
I do that. I like leaving it. It helps fluff up my soil. It makes a lot better soil doing that. But I was just thinking that by making my plants they're with the sick leaves or whatever the disease stuff, if I can make the plant more resistant to that disease for next year.
Right. Well, if and you will be able to, the more minerals available in the soil, the faster they're available. And the trick that you're not utilizing, even if you're grinding stuff in, is adding the sweetener and bringing up your food web sooner.
Now, one thing I noticed this year, now in the past, every year I rototill on up. I go out there, plant my garden, and I always got tons of worms in my garden.
Right. So you've got plenty of biomass breaking down, but are you triggering the food web?
Let me explain what's happening this year. This year I rototilled the garden twice. Okay. Once before we got things prepped up, then we had some rain, then I went out and rototilled it again.
Hey, Ontario.
And that's a mistake that I will not repeat again. I'll never rototill my garden twice ever again, because when I'm out there weeding, I don't find any worms anymore.
Huh.
And I'm blaming that on that second rototilling destroying more of doing whatever.
Right. You disturb the food web enough to cause a problem.
Yeah.
Right. Had you sweetened the soil, though, right as you did the first rototill, you could have gone in and done the second one and actually found more worms.
I could have, but shortly after I had some rain.
Oh, well, yeah, but still, even washing the sweetener in will help.
Yeah, but that hardens the soil a little bit, packs it out. Then I want to fluff it up again for the planting, make my rows, doing whatever. And
right,
I am looking at in the next few years. I would like to get to the point where I am not rototilling at all.
Right, you'll get there. You'll get there. As you start following some of the practices out of the book, you're going to find that. And I can back that up. I don't have Rusty here, but I can back that up with Rusty's garden. He can turn his over with a pitchfork and not work at it.
Yeah.
It's that easy. It comes that quick when you just follow the steps in the guidebook. And those of you that have joined us, I'm the author of the Greenwizard's Guide. And what we're discussing tonight is Grizz is going to put my system to the test in part of his yard, and in another part of his yard, he's just going to keep things going as normal, cut the grass as normal, and not use the process and show everybody the end results. Now, obviously, we're not going to go full bore. We're going to go all natural as much as possible, using as little of the actual shortcuts that I provide in the book, and just do it nature's way and show how this can be done inexpensively, not spending a fortune. And not that you're going to spend a fortune. I did go out this year. I spent the money, and then I went to the store and I looked at the comparative. I spent $125 to treat my yard for the next 3 years versus $250 to treat my yard once with the chemicals this year.
Now,
Take your pick. $150 for 3 years.
Talking about. To see what he's talking about, you can kind of follow along with my channel. I will be showing the progress of my yard. Y'all could have seen that one video, what it looks like now. I'm only doing a portion of my yard. So by next year, you'll be able to see a side-by-side difference. But if you want to see a video of what has happened right now, a guy that 6 weeks ago took did what he said, took it into practice and did his yard with it. Why don't you post a link to his channel so these people can see what we're talking about, what you can accomplish with what you accomplished with his yard?
Well, this was just 2 weeks. Let me make sure I've got the right one. This was just 2 weeks after. Oh, where did it go? Oh, here we go. Nope, that's not it. There it is.
Oh, wow, Bobby, I really do appreciate that. But how about saving that for Ron's channel? Because he's the one that's getting all the effort on into this. You know, I mean, but it really is appreciated. Here's a little to help on the stuff you need. Oh, man, Bobby, Bobby McNutt, I do appreciate that. I'm really grateful. That's huge for me. Thank you. Okay, now let me click on the, maybe start it all over. I got to click on the screens where it's full screen for them.
No, go right ahead, because this is still him in the backyard. He's going to sweep to the front yard. Because you've got no audio on my side, so this is showing it.
Yeah, just showing that you can't hear what he's saying. He has the video. You can go to the guy's channel and watch it. You can hear all the audio for it there. And the guy is cursing Ron now because now he has to mow his yard 2 and 3 times a week instead of once every other week.
And this was loaded with brown spots, guys. No grass growing, no nothing. This was dead from parking cars on it, everything else.
Isn't that amazing right there, folks? Now, I believe he does have some other videos that shows his yard before. That if you go back to his channel, what's his channel name again?
That is Jerry's Woodworking and Outdoors. I'll grab the link here real quick.
Okay, yeah, post a link. That way they can check out the channel. They can see what his yard, you know, through previous videos. They can see what it looked like before, and that's what it looks like now.
Oh, actually, the video is, the direct link is, oh, let me stop that audio. All right, Bobby, a $20.
Isn't that awesome? I mean, that's
awesome, Bobby. Thank you so much.
That's going to go for help for some of the minerals that I couldn't afford to get.
There's the link, and if you scroll down just a little bit in the description, it'll take you directly to Jerry's Woodworking, because I believe he's talking about posting another video showing the progress again.
And I'm looking forward to that. But Okay, so does anybody have any questions? If you make it easier, I don't know if you can see the questions real easy. I will let you read the questions. I'd have to put my glasses on and get a lot closer to read it good.
Yeah,
So,
I'm right here. I can see them.
okay, so now if y'all have any questions you want to ask him, let's go ahead and get some questions out there for him. And now, just like AA, we have the next moment of silence.
Right. Yeah. I'll post the book link again. And obviously, if you guys want signed copies, I have made it available for the PayPal thing right off the webpage finally. So you can purchase signed copies directly from me if you want them, just for history's sake, just to say you have a signed copy.
That'd be awesome. Oh, stir fry. That's just John. But I think there were some questions up there earlier too, if you wanted to scroll back and see what they were.
Go back to modern medicine. Oh, you're talking about something else. All right, I'll go right to the top again. Allie Oakley coming in.
No, Pickerick, I will not be going back to chemo on my yard or my garden ever again.
Well, what people don't understand is what's available in grocery stores right now is terrible. It's bad for you. Yes, Roseanne, you should. Absolutely. It is just a helpful hand for Mother Nature if you add Epsom salt to your yard. Absolutely. That was one of the questions. But yeah, the food that's in the grocery store right now, it is absolutely terrible for you. It's got 2 or 3, maybe 4 trace minerals in it. The food that we're talking about being able to produce by following the guidelines in the book, and going where Grizz is going to take this, has not been tasted in grocery stores in 35 years. That's how long we've been on this bad system. That's why there's flooding everywhere, because all of this is basically going out, draining your car's oil all over your yard and expecting it to turn out green grass. Every one of these chemicals that we're using nowadays is a chemical derivative. I'm sorry to report. And that's why we're in the condition we're in right now, with all the flooding, with all the clay. And people misunderstand. Clay is not, it's an end result of something. And it's the loss of the food web. When we lose the food web and soil starts compacting, your topsoil turns into dirt, turns into clay. You can reverse that. Mother Nature's trying. That's what her weeds are there for. Don't kill off the weeds. Mother Nature's trying to restore the way it should be. And we all misunderstand that.
Now on the Epsom salt,
wood ash is great. I'm just answering another question Ontario was asking. Wood ash is absolutely incredible for your garden. It's incredible for your yard. Put it everywhere. It's a natural neutralizer while bringing in the minerals. Absolutely. But it's got to be wood ash, not this fire starter briquette charcoal stuff that's match light ready. Throw in a match and it burns. There's too many chemicals added to that stuff. Be careful what you're using for wood ash.
Now it goes along with that too. Doctors prescribe you medicines knowing that you're going to have to take another medicine to counteract the bad side effects that this does, and then they have to give you another medicine that makes the stomach easier. And when you're using chemicals in your yard, it's the same basic deal. You use this chemical,
right?
The problem, then you got to bring out this other deal, and it's a never-ending story. That's why we need to get back to the natural ways of whether it be yard work or gardening work. But I also want to bring up on the Epsom salts. If you go down to the grocery store and buy Epsom salts, that works fine and dandy. But you'll find that if you go to your feed and seed store, you can buy a big bag of magnesium sulfate, and it's a lot cheaper. You get a lot more for the price, and magnesium sulfate is the exact same thing as Epsom salt.
You got it. You got it. All you got to do is look up Epsom, England, and you'll find out exactly what the recipe is, and you can go get it from your food grade stores. Right. You can go get it from
another thing that I'm doing with the Epsom salt. Now this is kind of out of the wall, and I don't know if this is the best way to do things, but I'm enjoying it for me. That pool that y'all see me put on out here.
Oh God, yes.
Dump a pound or two of Epsom salts on in there when I'm getting ready to jump on in there.
That is a chemical.
On in that big old pool, I stir it around and I soak on in it. And even though it's not hot water, it does help relieve the aches and pains. And then that water is slowly being fed out to the garden, so I'm getting Epsom salts out there that way.
All right, and all you're doing is dechemicalizing and detoxifying by sitting in that. That's awesome for you. It's actually really good.
Oh, it feels good doing that. So do we have any other questions for anybody here?
Nope, I'm not seeing a single thing yet. I think we've answered everybody's questions.
Okay, well, do you have any questions for me or?
No, we're just waiting for you to start the process. You've cut everything down. We're just waiting on a couple of your inventions to kick in, and then we'll start growing from there. Because guys, what we're going to end up doing is Grizz is going to run his updates, and he's going to feed me the information. I'm going to reply back with another video he's going to link to. So you stay on Grizz's channel and just follow along and follow the links, and you'll get my replies to every one of his videos coming out when he's got questions.
There you go. And where I'm at, folks, right now is I have the aerator already made up, ready to be used out here. We're going to use my daughter's four-wheeler to drag it around the yard. My six-wheeler is too big, too difficult to turn.
Right.
So we're not going to be using that. My tractor's too big, too, for it. So we're going to wait for my daughter's four-wheeler to get on back, and then she's going to drag it all over the yard and probably do wheelies on her four-wheeler while she's doing it. We're going to get
awesome.
some her having fun aerating the yard. But
there you go.
That, and then I'll be ready to get going on the
right
and showing the progress by progress.
That'll work. So if you guys haven't got any more questions, I don't want to keep Grizz's bandwidth running and keep him hung up here tonight. But if you haven't got any more questions for me, what have you, I'll step aside. It's in the book, Dave. Dave, it's in the book. No shortcuts. You gotta buy. You gotta get the book for my recommendations on fertilizers.
Yeah.
I will say that the one that's in the book, the government has stepped in on them because they got too popular. There is a new one that has come out called Top Cut. I'm not going to say anything more, but there's another alternative that's actually cheaper because the government got a hold of the other one.
Okay, now y'all, I'm going to strongly encourage you, if you haven't subscribed to the Greenwizard, he has some comments in there. Maybe he'll want to put another one. Go ahead and if you want to follow this whole trip and see how he's going to answer it, make sure you're subscribed to the Greenwizard. And hey, if you're really interested in building your soil, I would strongly encourage y'all to invest in this book here. It's inexpensive. It's an easy read, and it will get you there, especially if you're an amateur gardener just starting on out, wondering what should I do, what's the best way. This will solve your problems. So I'm just telling you, folks, it's a good way to start out with nothing with your soil and learn how to build your soil so you can start gardening.
Right. If you start with your entire yard first, and then you turn around and start a garden in there, you'll already be 2 steps ahead of yourself and be able to bring your garden up that much faster.
Yeah.
So if you're thinking about a garden, get this book. Treat your yard right. When you go to cut your garden in and open your garden up, you're already going to be 3 or 4 steps ahead of yourself. So it's going to be nothing but beneficial in the long run.
So I'm thinking if we don't have any more questions, in order to keep this stream short enough where people will want to watch it later and get this information, I think we ought to go ahead and terminate it now. And you know what? In a few weeks, after we get a little bit of progress, we'll actually do another live stream and talk about in live, you know, where we've done it. But I think the next time we do a live stream, I would like to do it. We'll discuss this later, but I would like to do it on your channel to give you the watch time and stuff.
Oh, I don't need it. I don't need it. I'm not building a channel, so we're good.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I need subscriber base and what have you, but yeah, no, I'm not worried about the watch time. I'm not coming up to be paid for to do a YouTube channel. That's you guys.
Okay, sounds good to me. So I'm going to let you say your goodbyes, and I'm going to say your goodbyes. And
alrighty, everybody, we will talk to you later. You know where to find me. I'll be out there amongst the stream somewhere. You'll probably find me over at Bobby's if I'm not doing one of my own. We'll talk to y'all later. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in. Come on by, see me on my channel, pick up a book so you know what we're talking about, and we'll see y'all later. Have a great night, Grizz.
Y'all come back. Yeah, thanks for being here. It was a lovely, lovely time. Enjoyed. Yeah. Bye.